You were thinking about putting your RV on Airbnb, weren't you? Yeah, you were. It's just sitting there in the backyard. You want to make that extra money, don't you? Well, check out this video. Roll that intro. Hello and welcome to another Oxford Superhost video. How y'all doing out there? All right, this is going to be my review of my first Airbnb RV. And we all have seen them in the forums and people talk about them, and there are websites dedicated to them, and they're just so cute and full of themes. You just want to go rent them for the experience. Oh yes, there's even an Oscar Mayer RV Airbnb. And if you've never heard of it, there are the pictures, and it is very cool. And I'm a car guy, and I would love just to spend one night in this thing, just to, for the nostalgic part of, because we all grew up seeing the Oscar Mayer commercials, and when they promoted the wieners at the grocery store back in our childhood, this vehicle would actually show up and give us free hot dogs. Oh man, those were the days. Well, anyway, a lot of you out there are always considering buying an old RV or an old Airstream, something like that, theming it out, making it a rock and roll RV or just any kind of theme. I've seen Snoopy ones, I've seen the Batman ones, I've seen one over in Arkansas that was themed out for the Who. And they're very impressive and very creative. And yeah, when you're looking through Airbnb for a place to stay, these will catch your eye in the photos, you got to admit. Well, anyway, in my last video where I went down to the Gulf Coast and reviewed the Gulf Coast house, the 18 feet up in the air, we did head west from there because, like I said in the previous video, we were on a mission. My wife wanted to meet people that spoke Creole and compare their Creole language to her mother tongue, back on her island. So we went to Lake Charles, Louisiana. And these people were very nice, and they did have that Cajun accent. And I did try my first crackling. And boulet. I hope I'm saying it correctly for those people down south of me in Louisiana. Boulet. And this is very spicy food, but God, it was good. And we have all, I'll go back to, we've all thought about putting an RV in our backyard and putting it on Airbnb. And this is exactly what this lady did. Okay, she wasn't home at the time of our visit. She was up in Minnesota. She said that she was there putting her young man into college there, so she's up there getting him situated in college and getting a place to live and the things we do with our college-age children. So she wasn't there to meet us, and as you know from my previous videos, I don't want to meet the host, and I never meet my guest. So, as you'll see here in her listing here, it was cheap, $40 a night, to stay in her RV. No cleaning fee. That's right, there was no cleaning fee. And so, I booked the place, and I'll be honest with you, I knew exactly what to expect. I spent at least about 5 years of my life living in an RV, and I owned 3 of them. And it was a hobby for me, before Airbnb is. It was fun because you have that sense of freedom, travel wherever you want, and you can just pull into a Walmart, which are everywhere, and spend the night and go dry camping. And, I used to love RVs. The thing is, they're money pits. I'll repeat that. Money pit. That on-the-road freedom does come with a price, my friends, and they did not design them for, full-time living, at least the cheaper ones. If you're into RVs, you know exactly what I'm talking about. For example, the heater. Okay, they all have the same heater. There's only two manufacturers, and I think they use one board. But when you're living in an RV in the wintertime, that board does go out, and you have to replace it. It's like the motherboard to a computer. It just tells the heater when to come on, go off. Turn the gas on, ignite the gas, blah blah blah. And I spent a lot of money on these little boards for heaters, and all the products that they use in RVs, they're designed with a lifespan. Well, this RV I'm reviewing is just like any other. It was a fifth wheeler, and it was about 20 years old. So the lifespan of it, it was at the point where it's a major money pit. I'll be honest with you. And like the light fixtures, half of them worked, and it was very clean. And it's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, but the rear bathroom was locked off. She says in her instruction manual, do not try to use the second bathroom. It's got water problems. And you can see outside on the rear of the RV where it did have some major water problems where it made it buckle up and everything. But the rear bedroom was good enough and big enough if you have children, where there's 2 bunk beds back there. But for those of you that have never been in an RV and you're considering renting them on Airbnb, I've seen your feedback in the forums where you complain that there wasn't enough hot water. Well, I'm here to tell you, RVs, most of them, they have a 5-gallon water heater. The more expensive ones will have up to 10 gallons, so don't be taking long showers. And another complaint was that during the daytime, the air units could not keep it cool enough for you, and all the bad reviews, and the owners of these and hosts of these RVs are on the forums complaining that they got bad reviews because someone rented their RV and found a lot wrong with it. Well, this RV that we rented, I knew exactly what to expect. It was very clean, and like the light fixtures weren't working. She didn't offer Wi-Fi, but there were plenty around, and one coming off the main house. I assume it was her house, because it was parked in her yard. But she didn't offer it, which is no big deal, so I'm not gonna ding her for that. I mean, it was only one night, I got my cell phone, get internet off that, whatever. But it was very clean. Again, because of its age, the mattress on the king-size bed, the RV mattresses designed like everything else, not to last too long, so it was kind of thin and kind of hard. I didn't leave a bad review. I gave her a great review on Airbnb, but privately I told her about the comforter on the bed smelled soured. I couldn't describe it at the time because it's been so many years where I've smelled that smell, but whenever you leave something in the wash and it stays there a couple of days and it sours, that smell is what I'm talking about. It was no big deal. We just took that one comforter off the bed and threw it back in the second bedroom, and we were good for the rest of the night. And it didn't have a problem with being cool because, as you saw, it is under an awning, so it wasn't in direct sunlight. And it did have 2 AC units, and one AC unit at night was good enough to keep us cool. But for those of you that think it's a business model to go buy an RV and put it on Airbnb and make that extra money, you just have to know up front, and I'm keeping it real like I do in all my videos, there are a lot of people that are mesmerized by the pictures on Airbnb, and they book it, and then they're going to complain because they don't know what to expect. All right, let's do the ratings on this RV in Lake Charles. If you've watched my other reviews, it's these ratings are on my personal taste. They may not be yours, but these are mine. All right, accuracy. I'm going to say very accurate because of her listing did describe everything perfectly, and it was very accurate. Cleanliness, 5 stars. It was very clean, except for the soured comforter. No big deal. She did message me back and say that she wasn't the one that prepared the place, and it's no big deal. We just threw it in the other room. The location was great. It was northeast Lake Charles, and it was within driving distance of everywhere we was going. So the location and her listing, it was spot on. The check-in 5 stars. It was very easy. RVs do not have smart locks. They may nowadays, since I've been out of the hobby, but she described where the key was. I found it and I checked myself in. Communication, 5 stars on communication. She messaged me before we got there and told me that if I needed anything, just let her know. And she had a very good instruction manual in the RV, letting you know where everything is and blah blah blah. But everything was perfect on communication for my taste. 5 stars. The value is 5 stars. That's right. $40, no cleaning fee, and you get to experience this lady's fifth wheeler, Lake Charles. Okay, 5 stars. Overall experience, 5 stars. It was just a breeze. Check in, check out. Everything was as expected. So 5 stars. And meeting the host. You know that I do not want to meet the host, nor do I meet my guest. 5 stars. And I assume other people were living on the property. I didn't meet them either. And I cannot give her a rating on internet speed because, as her listing was accurate, she stated there was no internet, no Wi-Fi. So, I cannot rate her on that. And if you're new to my channel, usually when I do reviews, I do put up a screenshot where you can watch the uptime and downtime. But in this case, no rating on internet speed. All right, that's my review on this lady's RV in Lake Charles, Louisiana. And I want to thank you very much again. And I want to mention that I was the first one to rent her RV on Airbnb. So if you look it up, I'm her first review. And I hope she gets a lot of other visitors there to rent her RV and visit Lake Charles, because you will die and go to heaven when you taste the food there. All right, well, thanks a lot. I'm back out reading the mail, and again, I'll remind you, tune into My Radio Rocks to hear more content from yours truly. I am streaming at you at 128 kilobytes per second, baby. That's right, only the latest and greatest in rock and roll. All right, we'll see you.